this is what I see with Leos. They really need to learn to swallow their pride or to deal with themselves and to not overreact, because it pushes people away. And instead of dealing with herself, she's kind of leaned on substances, leaned on this, leaned on that. Hi everyone, welcome back to No Like Time. My name is Holly, so grateful to have you all. This is my weekly 2025 predictions. I've been doing these every week and I have a whole playlist. I started them a month and a half ago and I will continue them until about a month from now. So I have 4 more weeks to doing this, excuse me. So please check out my playlist. I have many predictions. This has been so fun to do. And I will continue regular videos after that. If it's your first time, please subscribe, comment. I do love to have to say. Please be respectful. I'm very open to disagreeing, but respect is necessary. Second thing, I do tell personal stories. Personal stories are not for you. That's okay. Just find another reader that doesn't tell personal stories, because I don't want to hear any comments. I don't want to see any comments telling me not to tell my personal story. I tell them so that you can relate to what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm doing 6 people as I have been doing recently. And I'm starting with Leonardo DiCaprio. So a long time ago, like 10 years ago, I used to work at this place. I actually often go back to my old job. Just fixing my earring. I actually often go back to my old job. I love my boss that still works there, and I still work there. He was my favorite boss, actually. And yeah, so when I worked there, it's a restaurant, very famous restaurant in New York. Leonardo DiCaprio was kind of I don't know if he was trying to get my number, he was trying to talk to me, and I wasn't interested, and I was 23 at the time. He has like this, no, I was actually 25, excuse me. I was 23 when I started, and I was 25 when I quit. But when I was 24 and 25, because it happened a few times, I met him and he was just approached me kind of, I don't want to get too much into it, but he gave me very creepy vibes, and I didn't really like his vibe. It came across like player type, but it's okay. I don't hold it against him. I can just see, I've never really been into dating guys like him. If I hear a guy is like a player, stuff like that, I don't like that. It's not my vibe. And I don't like men that don't treat women or people nicely. And he also tipped my colleague like very poorly. Especially after I heard that, I was like, I'm good. So so after meeting him a few times, I was like, I'm not really interested. But I actually do have a story about it. I don't know when I told it, so you'll just have to check out my other videos, but I do have a story about it where I tell the full story of it. So anyways, besides that, the energy that I just got from him was very like pompous energy. And his sun is in Scorpio, and I often say this about Scorpio men. They can be very player type, Somebody, I was watching a video the other day and they said, Leonardo DiCaprio is never going to settle down, that's why he dates women that are young. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's a control thing, because Sun and Scorpios, the men, can be very controlling. I dated a Sun and Scorpio producer, and he was very controlling. Very, very controlling. So that's what I think it is. So I'm using the good tarot for this. As per usual, I pulled up his career, love, well-being. And with career being 6 of fire, I see here he's kind of trying, and I really don't like this, but that's just my opinion, kind of trying to come across as humanitarian. I've found the most shady celebrities are the ones that are humanitarian, that do like UN work. And I'm not saying don't. For example, and I'm just going to use Johnny Depp as an example. But the fact that he goes to children's hospitals and you don't hear about it, he doesn't say anything about it, he just does it, that is admirable. But somebody that's constantly puts it kind of on their resume that they do these things it's shady. It just makes me think, and a lot of these people have been found out to be like in the Diddy Club or so forth and so forth. So it gives me the side eye. So he's going to continue to travel the world, do humanitarian work. I believe it's a way of trying to get him out of this energy, or out of the media's periphery when it comes to speaking about Diddy. But it's not going to work, because I strongly see people who have been associated with Diddy not necessarily go down, but they will suffer some kind of consequences for what has happened, because everything has been, we have all the footage, you know. So let's see. So he's gonna be traveling the world. He's gonna go to Africa, India, and claim that he does have a very interesting way of speaking. I feel like the way he's got a very interesting way of speaking, Leonardo DiCaprio. I like the way he speaks. I don't know how to explain it, but I think he's got such an interesting way of, like, he's very articulate. I don't know how to explain it. But I just remember his voice when I was shuffling the cards, because I got an image of him going to Congress, speaking about climate change, stuff like that, which I think is all for show, but that is my intuitive opinion about it. And so yeah, so he's going to be putting out this image, oh, I'm so noble, I'm so this, I'm so that. He's even going to go to King Charles and say, you know, we need to bring light to certain things. He's going to really, to get attention away from the stories about him, he's going to really push this idea that he wants, especially with children. He wants children, he might even start like an education foundation, which all props to him. I just hope that the education foundation doesn't take advantage of those children like we've seen. But he's going to say Three of Cups, Hierophant, and King of Wands, King of Wands, that he's been so moved by children of the world and stuff like that. And so I think it's a load of bogus, but that's what I see happening 2025. So with his love with the moon, I believe he's with that Victoria lady, right? And so Victoria has some secrets. The moon is about secrets, and it rules Pisces, the zodiac sign. So this might happen around Pisces season, which is the end of February, beginning of March, that something's going to happen with them, something tumultuous. I think they're going to break up. Let's see. She has some secrets. She has some secrets that are going to come out in the tabloid. But I see it being an ex of hers that's also in the public, bringing these secrets out. He's going to go to tabloids and say she's like this, she's like that. Okay, yeah, so they're going to break up very badly. There's going to be stories coming out that she kind of left him, something like that. The Hangman. Hangman's about being left. And she left him surprisingly for him, for Leonardo. I think somebody said that to me in the comment section, actually. And this ex is very upset. I'm telling you, it's going to come out around April, in the springtime, in the Northern Hemisphere. It's going to come out from end of February to early April. We're going to hear, it's going to make headlines about him, and they were sneaking around. I think it's going to be alleged that she cheated, and then people are going to start talking, and then they're going to break up after that. Time is fluid, so it doesn't necessarily have to be that time, but I see it happening in that time period, or with leeway, because we do have free will, and that does change the time frame of certain situations. So with his well-being being 9 of fire, which is 9 of wands in the traditional deck, he is trying to garner support because he knows, he has been very, there is a quote I saw him say to a journalist that I follow, the journalist that Blake Lively was named to. And she said when she interviewed Leonardo DiCaprio that a lot of the paparazzi, it comes with the territory, and I never spoke to Leonardo DiCaprio when I met him, like, that much. He asked me my name and that was about it. In fact, I don't want to get too much into it because I don't feel like I don't like to be that person that's like, oh yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio was trying to get my name. I don't want to be that kind of person. But, so I don't really speak to him, but he just gave me like shady vibes. And he was wearing a cap and a hoodie. In fact, the 3 times I met him, he was wearing black, a cap, and a hoodie. And I was like, why does he need to be... And sunglasses. I'm like, you're wearing sunglasses inside? And it's dark. It's very strange. So, I'm only correlating the two situations because he said that he deals with fame well and that he doesn't blame fans or paparazzi for wanting to know more about him, which I think is a very mature way of responding. I really do. I think it's because as somebody that's dated famous people or been friends with famous people, when I'm around that, I don't really like it, but I do understand as a fan. I've never really been a fan, but if I were a fan of somebody and I wanted an autograph, I would feel too bad to ask. The only person I would ever really want an autograph from is Britney Spears and Janet Jackson, those two. But I would feel it's too bad to ask for one. So I get it when celebrities are more than happy to understand that their fans basically made them. They should be grateful. So I'm saying that to say that he feels a duty to his fans. He knows that they're loyal. He knows that they care for him, and he wants to tap back into that. And that's why he's going to do certain things. So I do think he's a great actor, and I wish him well. I just feel as though he has a shady, dubious side to him. A lot of Sun and Scorpio men do. And I don't think he is clean in terms of his dealings with people and the law. So that's what I have for you guys. Let me move on now to Demi Lovato, who is so talented, so pretty, so talented. I don't like some of her antics, but I'm not here to judge her. I like to humanize people. This is why I started this channel. I started it by doing a Free Britney video, which is 4.5 years ago. And then I did, but the Free Britney did very well, and I just felt like, because I've been such a Britney Spears fan, I'm not a fan. I don't really like to call myself a fan. I appreciate her artistry, and she changed. I just appreciate her a lot. So, I like that video inspired me to do more, to start a channel about it. So I want to humanize people and learn from people that we have in the limelight. So I'm going to pull up her career, love, well-being. She is a Sun in Leo. I remember her having a lot of fire in her chart. Aries, Leo. She's stunning. She's so gorgeous. Okay, I'm using the Muse Tarot. Muse Tarot. Love this deck. Beautiful, really, really beautiful. I remember when I got this deck a long time ago, 5 years ago. And yeah, time flies. So career, being Page of Swords. So it seems as though she's trying to come up with, she wants to reinvent herself. I feel like she's always reinventing herself. That's the curse of Leo. I've seen it happen a lot of times. It happened to Madonna. Who's another Leo that I see it happen? It just happens a lot to Leos that I see that are famous. They want to constantly stay in the limelight because, the sun rules Leo and the sun rules Earth. Well, we are, because of the sun I don't want to get too much into astronomy, or science, but they need attention. A lot of Leos. They need attention, and being famous satiates that need to be seen, that need to be validated from others. I'm an Aquarius, Sun Aquarius. I have the opposite, where I kind of have to remember that I do need people sometimes, because we're very independent, Aquarius. But Leos are the opposite. Most of Leos are very codependent. They need other people. And it's not bad. It's just about having balance, you know? So, right now, she's looking at different things that she can do. She's looking at different trends on social media. She's looking at different ways she can reinvent herself. I wouldn't be surprised if she tries to copy other people, which is not good. I don't recommend that. Especially because she feels like a forever victim. And she feels like she got the short end of the stick. Especially when it comes to what happened with the yogurt situation, the yogurt store situation, where she called them out. She is inclined to blame other people a lot. So this is something else I've seen Leos do quite a lot, is that they like to give a facade that they're happy when they're really not. So it's 10 of Cups, King of Cups, and 9 of Wands in reverse. Did she just have a breakup? I get that. No, this is the energy that I pick up on. But I think I saw a comment. I read so many comments that I can't remember. I think I saw a comment saying she was engaged. Well, if they haven't broken up, they're about to break up. And she is, from what I can see, too immature for him. She's too immature for him, and she's almost like blaming him for things that have happened to her. Kind of sabotaging the relationship. I don't know why this comes up in Korea. I think that they work together. This might be like a manager type. But I see them working together very closely. If they're not romantically involved, they were at some point. And he wants what's best for her, but she sabotages herself. She's a self-saboteur. So with love, the Empress, there is somebody that has their eye on her, because I believe she's back to calling herself she, not they. So that's why I'm going to call her or she. So let's see, somebody has their eye on her. And this person, Queen of Swords in reverse, Page of Pentacles, is an ex. And they want to come back and say sorry. They want to come back and apologize. It actually might be a woman, because I believe she's bi, right? If she hasn't come out and said that, no, I know she has, so I'm going to take it as that. But this might be a woman, and is going to come forward and say, I messed up, and I didn't appreciate you. And this might be the beginning of a new relationship. Well, a new round of relationship. So with the 9 of Cups being her well-being, she is focused now on healing. And I do recommend that for her. She's been through so much. And I really have a lot of empathy for her. But this is what I see with Leos. They really need to learn to swallow their pride, or to deal with themselves, and to not overreact, because it pushes people away. And instead of dealing with herself, she's kind of leaned on substances, leaned on this, leaned on that. But I would encourage her, because if she does, I see a very sweet soul that has just had a lot happen to her. And because of that, she tends to blame other people for what has happened to her, for what she's going through. And it's time for her to take accountability for her actions. Like, really, truly do so. And at the end of that, overcoming her ego, because Leos can be very proud and very, very egoic. But once she overcomes her ego, she will be rewarded with so much love and so much positivity. So, and the reverse, if she doesn't, things are really going to go sour. So that's what I have for you guys. about Demi Lovato. Please like the video, comment. I would love to hear what you have to say. I see that happening a lot with Leos. They can be very proud, and Leos and Capricorns, they can be very proud and not say sorry. But you have to, in order to grow as a person, you have to be willing to make your mistakes. Okay, speaking of Leo, another Leo, Meghan Markle. I didn't even realize when I was doing this. I didn't even realize that I was doing it. So let's see, Meghan Markle. I'm going to use the Moonchild Tarot for this. I'm going to fill up her career, love, and well-being. I recently did an update about her and her relationship with Prince Harry, so check that out. It was a live I did about 3 weeks ago. Okay, her career, love, and well-being. So, oh gosh. With her career being the Judgment, I see here this need, and I see it so strongly in a lot of Leos. This need to be right, and this need to be seen. And because she has a need to be right, she wants to prove everybody that said that Prince Harry shouldn't have married her, that said all these things about her publicly. She wants to prove them wrong. And let me tell you, honey, that's a fight that is not worth fighting. I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. So, I used to write for a very famous blog, a very famous health blog. This was 12 years ago when I was 20. I wrote for 3 years with them. So, when I was 23 till I was 26. And I'm not tooting my own horn, this is just a story. But there was a time when there was about 70,000 shares on each post, and the top articles, I had 3 out of 5 of the top articles weekly. I was a very prominent contributor to the blog. No, I'm sorry, it was when I was 24. When I was 24 till I was 25. And I'd always wanted to be a writer, so it was such a big thing for me. I celebrated when my first article came out and got over 70,000 shares, like I said. But I remember going to the comment section, and it was like 6 to 7,000 comments of just pure hate. Just saying how I wrote, because I still used to write in British English, and I didn't really conform to American English, so I would say things like learned instead of learned, stuff like that, and people would ridicule me in the comment section and just berate, not my looks, but berate my writing style, what I learned, that, and it was very eye-opening, because in the beginning, when I remember the first time I read the comment section, I was first happy that my article got so many hits. It went viral. My articles used to go viral. And after, when I would look in the comment section, I would just get ripped to shreds. To shreds. And I remember the first time I saw it, I started shaking because I was so happy. I went from being so happy to being so sad that people could be so mean, And just saying absolutely, I can't even repeat to you some of the stuff because I don't really remember, and it was just so low. So from that moment on, I started to reply to comments. I was like, let me reply. And then I was like, you know what? I'm wasting my time. And at the time, I used to go to the park. I love nature, so I used to go hiking. I used to go to this park. I used to live right by it in Prospect Park in Brooklyn. And I was about to go to the park when I started reading these comments, and I thought to myself, this is such a waste of my time. Like, I could be out in the park right now, enjoying the sun, enjoying the summer, enjoying my life, and I have this urge to reply to people that don't even know me, So I stopped myself, and I went outside, and I took my walk, and when I came back, I decided that I wasn't going to give them power, ever. And it taught me to have such thick skin that now even when people gossip about me in front of me, I really don't care. Sometimes it could bother me if I see friends with that person, because I just think to myself, how can I be friends with somebody that's so low? But with strangers, I just have no I really don't care. I have no need to prove to them the kind of person I am. Because you're going to be proving for the rest of your life. And that's a lesson Meghan Markle needs to learn. There will be people that hate you. There will be people that like you. There will be people that love you. And most of it has nothing to do with you. We are often projections of one another, you know? And that's what they mean about simulation, all that kind of stuff. We project onto others how we see them. You know how it's like, for example, somebody will say, which I get a lot, people will often say I look like Beyonce, they'll say I look like Rihanna. I don't think I look like either of those two. But it's people projecting what their idea of what somebody looks like onto them. And I've done it. I do it too. It's just projection, you know? And somebody's projected idea of me is not mine to own. And she needs to understand that, because she will be a prisoner to these people for the rest of her life. So, if she doesn't understand that, it's going to ruin her relationship. In fact, it's already ruining her relationship. I can see very strongly. Because she has this need to seem perfect. Leos can do that. They really can. Where they want to seem perfect. Leos and Libras, they struggle with outside perception. And Geminis too. They struggle with outside perception, being seen a certain way. You know, but at the end of the day, your life is yours. And you could be missing out. Look, 4 of Cups, missing out on a beautiful life because you're so focused on wanting to seem like somebody that you aren't. Because if you were, you wouldn't be taking photos about it, you know. You would just be doing it. So with her love, being 9 of Swords, I see a lot of trouble. I've said this before. Go check out, I'm not going to get too much into it because I do go through it in this live that I did 3 weeks ago. The couples update live. But I see there being a lot of trouble. I don't think Harry wants to stay with her, Prince Harry. He just doesn't want to leave his children because he knows that if he leaves the children, he'll never see them again. She will parentally isolate her children from seeing him if he leaves. It's just a given, especially if he goes back to England, which I see there being a time frame where he won't see his kids, which I think is so unfortunate. But he is going to leave. Once he gets the strength to leave her, he will leave. And I see it happening very soon. It's been prolonged because he doesn't want to leave his children, like I said. But I do see him leaving, So shadow work being that, like I said, it's very prominent in a lot of Leos. That's why lots of Leos are famous. Because they like the limelight. And it's fine. There's many great qualities to Leos. I think they can be fun, outgoing, you know, bubbly. But the downside to Leos, the shadow side to Leos, is that they need outside validation. And outside validation, if you live on outside validation, you will be on a roller coaster of up and downs. Because like I told you guys about what I went through, you know, with when I had those viral stories. Same thing when I teach yoga, you know. In fact, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story. This is about Idina Menzel. Actually, should I tell you that story? I'll tell you one day. I'll tell you the Indian. If I forget, please remind me. But teaching yoga taught me the same thing, you know, that people are volatile. And if you run by how they expect you to be, you won't have a true identity, you know. You have to really be true to yourself, be true to your morals, and be true to what you believe in. Otherwise, you'll be up and down all the time. And I see the up and down happening. And it's frustrating Prince Harry. He wants out. He wants out now. So we'll hear of a separation by the end of the year. Time is fluid, so I can't guarantee it. But energetically, that's what I pick up on. Because she has a lot of learning to do. A lot of learning to do. Okay, so let's move on to Tom Holland. Zendaya. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I can't say her name. I'm so sorry to her and to her fans that I can't say her name. It's like when people call me Haley. My name is not Haley. I'm using Pixel Soleil Tarot, by the way. So Tom Holland, his sun is in Gemini. Pull up his career, love and well-being. Is he British? I remember seeing him speak and I didn't realize he was British. Sometimes, that happens to me, even though I'm not British. But I have British accent, obviously. British South African. And people, they'll, obviously, because I'm very Americanized, even though I don't know really what that means. But I'll look like I have an American accent. They hear me speak and they're like, are you British? And I'm like, no, but it's a long story. I still live there, so it's very complex. But when I see actors like Cynthia Erivo, I thought she was American. It's just so weird. I'm like, wait, she's British? It's very funny. Because it's just like, you don't expect it. And now I understand what white people do to me. They're like, wait, you're British? So yeah, it's funny. So with his career, 4 Cups man, this is not good at all. I think he feels like he's missed out on big opportunities. And I wonder why he feels like that. Because of his management company. He feels like his management company pushed him in a certain direction because of what was trendy. Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and King of Wands in reverse. Because of what was trendy and what was considered cool at that time. But he doesn't want to be that. I think that's why he's laid low for so long. I think I might have covered that before, actually. I covered so many people that I can't keep count. But he really wants to, and also he stopped drinking. I remember covering that before. 2 years ago, I did a video about it. Sun and Geminis. If you have Gemini placement, strong Gemini placements, stop drinking. Please stop drinking. Because that will be your demise. I'm telling you. Drinking and substances will be your demise. And it's not that hard to stop drinking. I don't drink. Drinking gives me headaches, so I don't drink. I had a cocktail by accident the other day. I went to a movie. And I couldn't see the menu. So I ordered a drink and she didn't ID me. And the drink came and it was a cocktail. I was like, I don't want to be that jerk that sends stuff back. So I just drank it. I was like, I felt a little buzz. But afterwards, I had the worst headaches. That's why I stopped drinking, because I get really bad headaches. But your life can be so much better. People make fun of me sometimes that I don't drink. They're like, oh, you just have one. They're like, try. Because they get jealous that you have self-control, So they'll try to push it on you. But I don't judge anybody that drinks. But if you are strong Gemini placement, please don't drink. I highly, highly recommend it, actually. Because you already have so much energy, it's going to be misplaced. You need to learn to harness your energy in the right direction. Geminis are they're so genius. I don't think people understand the true genius of Geminis. I think they are the genius of the zodiacs. People say that about Aquarius, but I don't believe that. I think we're like the clever ones, But Geminis are the genius of the zodiac signs. They're really genius. So I see him wanting to have a new identity. He's kind of having like an identity crisis right now, where he doesn't know what kind of roles he wants to play. He feels like he's being misdirected. I was saying this 2 weeks ago, and when I spoke about Nick Jonas, that when I turned 32, I felt like, especially because it was around at the end of, like in the middle of COVID, all that kind of stuff, I felt like I had accomplished nothing, and I had just left the yoga industry. I stopped teaching yoga. I was looking for another career path, and I just broken up with someone that I thought I was going to marry him, and I felt lost, So I see that some of that energy here, where I do see him and Zendaya being broken up, actually, but they're hiding it because the public pressure is going to bring both of them down. They are both ruled by Mercury. She's a sun in Virgo. He's a sun in Gemini. And that public pressure is going to add. I think they're just waiting to get their lives on track. Then they'll announce it. So you're going to see her with a man. You're going to see him or just working a lot. But I do believe that they have already broken up. But they haven't announced it because it will be too hard for them to deal with public scrutiny, you know? And I get it. I totally get it. So I would just encourage him to go out in nature, go camping, hiking. In fact, he might want to do a movie about that. Like, I see a potential role that has to do with being lost, getting lost. You know, one of those like Blair Witch Project style movies. That type of movie. And finding those kind of films that aren't associated with Marvel, that aren't associated with action, but are more about suspense and mystery. Because I think it will allow him to tap into his emotions as an actor. So, yeah. So with Love being Seven of Swords, I do see them broken up, him and Zendaya. And I think right now they're on like the speaking terms. You know when you've broken up with an ex, when you've broken up with someone, they are now your ex, and you aren't on bad terms, you didn't end on anything bad. I just think that they outgrew each other, you know? And you still talk to that person. I think that's exactly what's going on. I think they're both very cool people. They just outgrew one another. Especially because wow, I just got really strong cards. I'll read them out to you. Especially because he stopped drinking. It really will change you not drinking. That's why they say in your first 2 years of sobriety, you're not supposed to date anybody. Because it changes who you are inclined to. When I first stopped drinking, because my life got really toxic with alcohol and I was in a bad relationship, I almost got arrested, and the day after that I stopped drinking for 3 years, and I broke up with my ex at the time, who we'd been fighting the day before, and we started drinking together, and just toxic. So I stopped drinking for 3 years, and I lost a lot of friends. I started completely anew, but other than that, even with that, my life improved. And I see that happening with him. I see a new love coming. 4 of Wands, the Lovers, and Ace of Pentacles. I see a beautiful new love coming for him. Beautiful. Wonderful. I don't see it being Zendaya. I see a new person coming in. Very new person. And we're going to hear, she's an actress too. I see her having like strawberry blonde hair or red hair. She could dye it, so it might not be always like that. Because I always say like, she has this color hair, but you know, somebody that dyes her and adds extensions and stuff like that. I have short hair today, long hair tomorrow. You know, I'll be blonde today, brunette tomorrow. So I see her being that. So she might have had a role where she had to be that, but I see her being that very strongly. So with the world being his well-being, he wants to really make an impact. And I see him, he probably does take hikes already. As I see him like walking in the, see how there's all these beautiful stars, like stargazing and taking in nature. And I used to do this too, where I would separate my happy life, my tranquil life, to my work life. But the thing is that, you know how they say, there's that old yogic saying that instead of needing a vacation, make your life into a vacation. So he can integrate his love for nature into his acting, into his life, and into his career. He just needs the courage to do it. Because I think he thinks people won't find it interesting, you know. He's kind of being conditioned, as we all have, into what's popular, action movies, Marvel, which I love Marvel, but not everything has to be like that. You know how like Orlando Bloom did recently, where he decided to travel and for the Discovery Channel. Was it for Discovery Channel? Something like that. Okay, so let's get into my second to last, which is Oprah. She's a Sun in Aquarius. I feel like she gives Sun in Aquarius a bad name. Bad name, excuse me. Okay, so let me just make sure my cards are the right way around. I'm going to use the Star Child Tarot for this. Okie dokie. For career, love, and well-being. For Oprah Winfrey. Okay, so I just think it's so weird when somebody's so rich still wants more rich, wants to be more rich and more rich and more rich. It's a very American thing. I love being born in America. I consider myself American. I love this country, but something that I really don't like is the greed. You know, more and more and more. Even with food, it's like, I think that's why we have such an obesity problem. And I don't want to get too much into it, but it's the same idea of like billionaire, like this. Yeah, I believe in reaching your full potential, but not when it's at the expense of others. I don't want to get on a rant and a rave. But I just see that a lot in Oprah. It's just like more, more, more. So with with the chariot, I see her starting a charity that's going to be highlighted as some kind of corruption. I see it going very badly. And that's what I mean about more and more and more. I feel as though she's lost touch of, you know, you can't ask billionaires for, you can't be a billionaire and be asking people for donations. It just doesn't. But I think some of that is how she's become so rich. Just saying. So I see her starting like a charity. It's going to be like, it's gonna be like a show type where people donate to give people homes. And it's going to be documented. I see it being on OWN. Like I say, guys, I only really watch reality TV. In fact, Wednesday, Thursday is my reality TV watching nonstop. So, if that has come out that she does that already... Ooh, what was that? Whoopsie. Sorry about that. That's so weird that just dropped. If that has come out that she does that already, I did not know about it. So with the Emperor, Emperor, 5 wands of transformation. Yes, so she's going to say she's helping people transform their lives. Gonna have like it's gonna be announced. If it hasn't been announced, it's going to be announced 2025. I predicted. I get around May, spring of 2025 is going to be lit. So many things are going to happen, so stay tuned. Grab your popcorn, stay tuned. A lot of Diddy stuff, a lot of other stuff. Because a lot of these people are going to try to distract from the trial, distract from what's going on. So, with Ace of Swords, with her love, I don't really want to get too much into it because I feel like her and Stedman's relationship is not a real relationship. I think it's a cover, and I think it's a cover for her lifestyle. I don't want to expose too much about her, but what I believe to be true about her, what my intuition tells me. But I feel like Oprah leads a double life, and I think in that sense of her leading a double life, she tends to have this image out there which is very not Aquarius, you know. I wonder what the rest of her chart is like, because usually Aquarius, we're at peace with how we present to people. Even if we're made to look like the villain, we're okay with that because we're very direct, you know, and we don't really care what people think. But unless it's associated and connected to money, and I think that's why she's had Stedman around her, because I don't want to get too much into it because I will be violating my boundaries. I don't like to expose people's sexuality. But I think a reason why she hasn't been truthful about her sexuality is because of money. I'll just leave it at that. So, and I'm not saying her sexuality is a lifestyle. I just mean that she has a lifestyle exclusive of her sexuality. If that makes any sense. So, with 2 of Wands being her well-being, I see some kind of like separation from Edmund, from this portrayal. Because people are really going to be coming for her, coming for Jay-Z, coming for all the people associated with Diddy. They're coming down because she's next. After Jay-Z, she's next. Because she was associated with Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, all these people, you know, so she's definitely, after Jay-Z, she's next. and King of Cups, Page of Crystals, and Queen of Cups. I always say this. When there's a King of Cups and a Queen of Cups, it's soulmate. And I think that her true soulmate is Gail. And soulmate doesn't have to be a lover. It can be a person, even though there have been rumors that they're lovers. I think that they have really, truly a bond. But they are going to be living with each other. I see it in like Hawaii or something. So I'm not trying to allude to anything happening between them. That's for them to come out and say. Like I said, I don't expose people's sexualities. But I see them moving to Hawaii and living together. And them doing this whole thing together. So now for you guys about Oprah. Last but not least is Camila Cabello, who recently, let me see which deck I should use. Crystal Magic Tarot. So who recently joined The Voice, I believe. She actually lives in the same city as me. She went to this high school with one of my colleagues. Same high school as one of my colleagues. It's so funny. Okay, so let's do career, love, and well-being. Career, love, and well-being. Very talented. Camila Cabello is very, very talented. Sun in Pisces. Okay. So career, love, and well-being. So with her career being the moon, very Sun in Pisces, she's working on something she wants to keep a secret. I don't want to go too much into it because if somebody's protecting it like that, then I don't want to divulge the secrets. I think it's something for them to explore. But let's see. So music, secret music's coming out where she'll be working with certain people that she's keeping a secret. So I want her to talk about that because I don't want to divulge that information. I think that's going too far. So 10 of Wands, 8 of Swords, yes, keeping it a secret. It's going to be very good. Very deep, very good. She's going to tap into her soulful energy. Yeah, it's going to be very good. But she's very talented. I just heard some of it. It's going to be very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. So stay tuned. If you're a Camila Cabello fan, her best music is yet to come. Definitely yet to come. So with her love being 7 of Wands, I've said this, that there's an ex around her for years now who thinks she's the one that got away. Some of you have said to me you think it's Matthew Hussey, that guy. Gives me bad vibes. I really don't like his energy. But I don't know if it's him. It could be Shawn Mendes. But there's an ex around her. Oh no, it's not Shawn Mendes. Somebody else. Somebody older. So it might be that Matthew guy. But he keeps trying to contact her. She doesn't want anything to do with this person. She doesn't want anything to do with him. Because he didn't treat her right. She wanted him, 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 5 of Cups. She wanted him to be a better person. She wanted him to be kind. She wanted him to be all these things. But she had to realize that wanting him to be and who he is two different things. And I totally get that. I've had to do that too. Trust me. Trust me. So it really upset her. And because it pained her, she won't ever go back. So with her well-being, the Strength card, which is the card of Leo. She might have some Leo in her chart, actually. She might, she's a Pisces, so she's probably close. But I see her really tapping into herself. I'm telling you, a lot of her best years are yet to come. Yet to come. I see her, it's almost like a phoenix. She's being reborn. And when she's being reborn, 6, 7 of Cups, 3 of Cups, Page of Swords, it's going to liberate her. I wouldn't be surprised if her next album is something like Liberty, in Spanish, Libertad, something like that. I see it being, there's this beautiful I don't want to give too much away, but the energy that I get is that it's similar to Maria Aguilar. I believe that's her name. Beautiful. She's a Mexican artist, but similar like guitar, strong vocals. She has this one song, I forgot the name, that is just so pretty. I love that song so much. And it's about her love. She wants to see him and he won't come back. It's just very, very touching. Very, very touching. That's the energy that I get. So she's going to tap into her emotions. And Sun and Pisces, their superpower is compassion and empathy. So when they can get others to do the same, it really moves them. It really moves other people, because it moves them and it moves us, because they've tapped into what they're supposed to be contributing, which is deep compassion. You know, Pisces can be very compassionate in a weird way. You know, if somebody tells them a story of empathy, of sorrow and something bad they've been going through, it pains them and they want to do so much for that person. And I see that happening here, that she's going to use that compassion and empathy she's had for people, for her exes, for family members, and put it into her music. It's going to be very beautiful. So I'm really excited for her, and it's going to be a great year for her. So I'm looking forward to it for her. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. That's the end of this week's 2025 predictions. I do go live every Thursday, so please make sure around 4 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, so I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment. Please make sure you're subscribed. Like the video so that it shares. Take care.